Welcome, everyone. This is the fortnightly SIG etcd triage meeting. This is the meeting we try and keep on top of PRs and issues and try and keep the project organized where we can. I just want to check there's a screen share. Is that coming through?
Yes.
It is. Yeah, I can see it.
Cool. All right. So we have a shared Google Doc. Anyone that is subscribed to the etcd dev Google Groups mailing list will be able to edit and propose items in that doc. So we'll just start going through. There's a few items I want to triage that we can go through, and then if anyone else has any suggestions for other items, issues or PRs they want to take a look at, we can have a look at those too. So the first one is a feature request, which is actually, I actually think it's a bug for some log output. So the slightly annoying thing is our feature template doesn't really capture a whole lot of information by default, and for this to be a bug, we need to reproduce it, which makes it a little bit trickier because they haven't given us a whole lot of description on what's going on. But anyway, it's called reduce log spam on missing member, and that gives us a hint about how to reproduce this. But apparently Raft HTTP is spamming a whole bunch of dropped internal Raft log messages. These are warning log messages when there's a missing member. So that's kind of interesting. We could try and reproduce that. And I think if that's the case, it's actually not a feature. It's probably a bug. Anyway, there's a couple ways we could maybe approach it. I've put a link in the doc here to where that message is actually coming from in Raft HTTP. It is, yeah, we could consider moving that to debug, would probably be the absolute simplest thing to do to try and reduce some spam output there. But I do think maybe it is a genuine sort of warning. Maybe that's up for debate. The other option would be to look at trying to reduce with some sampling configuration how often those sorts of errors are being warned. So anyone have any interest in having a closer look at this? Would be the question. Actually, I think Murphy, you may have discussed this in one of the previous triage sessions. There's a comment at the bottom there.
Yeah. Yeah, we were looking to get someone as a good first issue to go check this out, but I think that was like 2 triage ago that was commented on. I think Ivan and I were on the call then. Yeah, last month, so about 4 weeks ago, talked about this.
Okay, well, let's just do a quick update. So the issue is in Raft HTTP here. We need to reproduce the issue. Initially, changing from feature to bug is logs should not spam. We can actually also just ask the person that's raised the issue if there's anything specific about their setup to reproduce it. Right, okay. So we'll change that to a bug. So already got the areas. We'll put it on help wanted and priority long term. Cool, okay. So if anyone's interested in helping out with etcd observability signals and has a little bit of time to have a look at this particular file and just think about some options for trying to reduce how often that message is printing, that would be much appreciated. We'll just see what the issue reporter comes back with as well on their particular setup. So the next one, team, is actually, this is a really simple one. I noticed, so this is a feature that was implemented a couple months back. I think that finally got merged. When did we merge that? Yeah, back in June. So it adds a new etcd util command for snapshot hash kv, but we, to the best of my knowledge, I don't think we added anything to changelog. Just double check again. No. So this is a feature that we, like, it's a brand new feature. We wouldn't backport it to the release branches. It's just we should be talking about it in the changelogs. So if we have a quick look at that, for anyone that isn't familiar with them. So we've got the changelog directory here, and we're talking about 3.6. And we should be listing all of the sort of major changes to the command line tools like etcd-ctl and etcd-utl in here as we make them. So if someone has a moment to add that missing changelog entry for this new etcd-util command, please feel free to pick up the issue. Just leave a comment in there and I'm happy to assign you.
Should you label as good first issue help wanted? So maybe someone grabs it.
Good call. Good
But
first
maybe
issue.
specify that it's just the. Did you specify that it's just the changelog? I didn't see.
Yeah, so we've just got reopen for update, and I'll just
Okay,
say
cool.
discussed during SIG etcd triage meeting. Change to good first issue for someone to missing changelog entry 3.6 in, and we've got the file. Yeah, okay, cool. Okay, moving on. The next one, actually, we need to make the issue for, but I just noticed the other day we migrated pretty much the last of the ARM64 prowl jobs to, or GitHub Actions jobs to prowl, sorry, excuse me, it's very early for me in the morning. But we didn't update any docs here for the old test infrastructure. We should probably raise a PR to get rid of this, given we sort of pretty much no longer use this. So we need to make an issue for it, and it would be a good first issue, I think.
Maybe
Right.
Muffy can also close the cycle because he created that document.
Yeah. So probably want a just go feature request. Tidy up for docs. Cool. Area documentation. Long term. We have historic documentation relating to ARM64 GitHub Actions runners in this file. We no longer use these runners following our migration to prowl, so should remove these docs and the directory. Keep docs up to date. Right. Let me just grab a link to that, put that in the Google Doc. I don't know, someone might have already beat me to it. Yep, thanks, Ivan. Appreciate you keeping the agenda up to date. So that's a pretty simple one, team. If anyone has a little bit of time just to tidy up their stocks, it'd be much appreciated. Okay, next one. Actually, another docs related thing, another bug. So there's quite a lot of detail from the original reporter about an issue with simple auth tokens for etcd. And Benjamin's replied yesterday to confirm that it's a valid issue and that we should be updating our docs to kind of cover that. I actually suspect the docs will be in website repo. Let's just double check this. Yeah, I suspect we'll want to be updating. Let's just go and have a look at that. Docs 3.5, op guide, configuration, and have a look at the, I think there's a dedicated page for simple auth as well. Okay, so we'll grab that. Yeah, we have a whole page on auth. Two, in fact. So we actually already talk about simple not being suitable for production here. Right, let's update this issue. Discussing triage meeting. Need to confirm which area of docs we should update for this to make it easier for a new contributor to pick up. We cover simple auth in a few places currently. So we've got this page, which actually already mentions that it's not suitable for production. Where is that page? Here it is. Then we've got the op guide for, or the guide for authentication, which actually I don't think, is this using simple auth? Yes. But it's not explicit about what it's doing. So and I've also got the op guide for configuration options. If we look at the auth section, there we go. The person that raised the issue does actually talk about that they were reading the code as well. So there's also a possibility that the comments in the code aren't clear. let's get a little bit of clarification on that, and then it'll be much easier for someone to pick it up and address it. All right, team, how are we going for time? 10 minutes. So we've got a couple more just for the website. This one is a good first issue someone raised last month. So looking at our older 3.4 configuration guide, we have I agree, quite a weird format here where we make it look like you only need a single dash for the configuration option. I actually haven't looked at this. So they're saying
I checked the source code. So I checked if you check the source code of the page.
yeah.
So it's not an end dash, but it's rendered as an end dash. So a possible solution may be to do like a code, like backticks to force it to be code.
Yes.
So because if you see it's not an end dash. It's just that it
It's not an
looks
dash,
like an end
yeah.
dash. If you
So
go
that's
back
actually
if you go back to the page, you will see that it's slightly different, but definitely it's confusing. So if you see the dash between heartbeat interval, so it's a little bit shorter, but
yeah.
I think that's a markdown thing in titles. If you put two dashes and markdown titles, they render it this way.
if you click inspect element, it's not an end dash. So I checked that too. It's just that it's rendered as an end dash, I think.
Yeah, that's I think either an HTML or
This is the static site, yeah. So it's like Hugo. So when you export this markdown to an HTML page, it's doing something funky. I completely agree, Ivan. We should just put it in code.
Yeah, I think that will be the
Fix.
possibly the simple fix needs to be checked if that's actually the
Yeah.
case.
We can try that out.
Yeah, I might have some time this afternoon to just like test it out with backticks to see if it works out.
Awesome. Thanks, Murphy.
Yeah, I could just
yeah, it should be a quick one. Assign to Murphy to investigate the fix. Okay, awesome. Thanks, team. So hopefully we can tidy that one pretty quickly. Oh, Murphy, why can't I not assign you? Are you not an etcd.io org member yet, Murphy?
I am not. I don't think.
Ah, we need to sort that out. All right, get this PR in, and then let's just raise the issue so we can add you to the
Yeah,
link.
I'll ping you on Slack.
Yep. Cool. Second one, actually, I think this is a question for Ivan. This is the release update workflow. Is this thing running well enough now that we can close this?
So
You sigh.
So I guess yes and no, because it's definitely a bummer that it doesn't if it can't raise a pull request, right? So we could close it, but I don't know. I was even thinking how comfortable are we maybe with the bot pushing to the main branch, but I guess that's also like not the best idea. I was gonna mention that. But we will. So the problem is that we need to open at the pull request, so it's a halfway automation. So I don't know what's the value of like a halfway automation. If it's better than nothing.
I find it easier than like just doing everything manually. And I think it did work reasonably last time, right? So hang on, let me just check.
I raised the pull request basically.
Yeah, okay.
I think. Didn't I? Yeah, I did. So yeah, okay. So yeah, I tried a mention in the pull in. So if you click the ... in the commit message on the right, then I tried to mention, but yeah, it seems like nobody got the not. So I guess
I don't think those pings
possible.
work in commits.
So one option is just to push it straight to the main branch. It has the security implications. The other is just leave it as is. But I'm fine if we wanna just.
I think there is a third option to explore doing
I'm
the
afraid.
stuff with Prowl.
Yeah, I was afraid that you were gonna say that. So the third option, but I don't know if you need to build like your own pro like plugin. I don't have any experience like going that like beyond that level.
There is a repo for the KX generic auto bumper. This thing.
So maybe we should keep the the issue open and then explore
Yeah.
this.
Yeah, okay, so let's just update it.
Cool.
Right, discussing the existing workflow is running well, although it would be much nicer to also get the PR raising automatically. We can't do it with GitHub Actions due to GitHub Enterprise security policies for the K8s GitHub Enterprise org. However, we could explore using the K8's generic auto bumper for Pro. This is it's a nice to have. It's a low priority. I don't know if we've got the priority labels on there. No. So don't panic about trying to get that working straight away. We'll just come back to it when we have a little bit of time. It's all good. Okay, team. That was everything I had on my list. Does anyone have an issue or PR they wanted to have a chat about? No? Okay, there we are. So we have 3 minutes left, but we may as well call it there, team. Have a lovely weekend, and I hope to see you in the next call. Yeah, thanks very much for coming along.
Bye.
See ya.